Yo, what's going on, guys? I'm Moxie and Infernape, and this is my team builder and battle for week 1 of season 6 of the major Pokemon League. So the MPL is back, and I am so excited to begin this season. I have not played in the major Pokemon League since season 4, so that was 2 seasons ago. I did not play in season 5, just took a little break there, but I'm back for season 6, as you saw with my draft analysis video going up a week ago. So hopefully you guys are excited for this season. And I know I'm really excited, and it's going to be a lot of fun. So this is week 1, we're playing Melontosh, coach of the Exeter City, I'm literally looking at his team name right now, his Exeter Chief Electivires. I always want to say Exeter City, Exeter Chief Electivires, so check out Melon, link will be down below. There'll also probably be a link to like all the coaches in the major PL, because we have one big copy-paste thing, so that's really nice. So, just real quick, a little disclaimer, this week is a battle on Showdown, not on 3DS. Normally this is a Wi-Fi league, and we were going to battle on Wi-Fi, but as we were just about to battle, we were having some issues. Like, he was not sure why one of his Pokemon was wrong, but it was, and something wasn't working, so, and it was already kind of late in his time zone, so we just wanted to do the battle, and we both said, you know what, let's just do it on Showdown. It'll be quicker, we don't have to worry about whatever this issue is he's having, so we just did it on Showdown there. So, I'm going to do a little team builder. I'm going to try not to make it too long, and then I'll get into the battle. So, his team is these 11, my team is these 11, I'll just read them off. I have Megaladios, Tapu Fini, Gliscor, Nihilego, Lucario, Empoleon, Manchas, Stunfisk, Umbreon, Swallow, and Charizard. My Z users being Nihilego and Lucario. Then he has Z, Kyurem, and Z Hitmontop, and his whole team is Kyurem, Jirachi, Megadan, Z Suicune, Rotomo, Slazzle, Assailgor, Mudsdale, Honchkrow, Xatu, and Hitmontop. So, I have the mons I expect him to bring over here. I have them marked. So I think really these first 3 are definitely coming. The Kyurem, Jirachi, Megadancy, I think those 3 are just so good versus my team. Those are a core part of his draft, and I think they're definitely coming. I would be very shocked to not see any one of them. I highly expect all 3. Suicune, I think, has a good matchup versus me, as I don't have a grass type at all. And then my electric type is part ground and is Stunfisk, so it doesn't hit too hard. So Suicune's not super pressure this game, and Suicune can definitely be very scary versus my team and be pretty difficult for me to deal with. So I think Suicune has a good matchup. Rotomo is pretty annoying because it deals with my ground types pretty well, so it can deal with the mons I can switch into Volt Switch, and if those mons don't come in, then it can just Volt Switch pretty freely around me. So Rotomo is pretty scary. And the last slot, it's kind of a toss-up. I really expect kind of any of these last mons, except for maybe Hitmontop. I don't think Hitmontop has a great matchup because I do Megaladios and Tapu Fini, and I mean, it does help versus Umbreon, and then still it gets pressured by like Gliscor and Swallow and Charizard, and really just Fini and Latios, those are big too. I don't think Hitmontop's coming, but if he really runs as a spinner or as something to pressure Umbreon, I suppose it could come. But really any of these other 5 I could see coming. If I had to say anyone though, I would say Xatu. I think Xatu has a pretty viable matchup with Magic Bounce. It's pretty annoying there, and that could be kind of tricky to deal with, just to help keep rocks off the field for him, as he does have Xatu, well, at least on the 6 I expect, Xatu and Kyurem Black weak to rocks. And then he still has Slazzle, Assailgor, and Honchkrow in the back weak to rocks. So definitely keeping rocks up on his side of the field will be very important in this game. But now let me get into my team that I'm bringing. So his team is pretty fighting weak. He only has 3 resistances, being his Salazzle, Assailgor, and Xatu, which are all weak to rocks. So that works well. And outside of that, fighting spam just works really well. He does have Jirachi and Suicune, which are both pretty fat, but I can pressure them and I can weaken them down. And I'm bringing both my fighting types, both of which are offensive, both of which are hitting hard this week. So you have Scarf Mancha this week. It's a great mon this week. It outspeeds everything on his team, barring Scarf Salazzle or Scarf Assailgor, if that wants to be a thing, but I don't expect that. Scarf Salazzle is definitely very viable. This can also outspeed a Kyurem Black that's Scarf, a Kyurem Black that is +1 from Z Hail. It's just a really nice set. High Jump Kick can just pow through his team. It's so powerful. It hits really hard. It's great. Drain Punch is just a safe alternative if I don't need power from my Jump Kick. Knock Off gives me some coverage and knocks off items on things like Rachi, Xatu. U-Turn is just really good to pivot. Speed is for max speed Jolly Rachi in case if he's scarfed. And then the defense on here, it does allow me to live a Dragon Claw from a max attack Jolly from Black. So just throwing the rest in defense is actually really beneficial. So it's not super arbitrary. It actually does have a purpose. So that's cool. So next we go in my Lucario, another mon that, these two play a pretty similar role, at least in terms of what coverage they're bringing and how they're pressuring his team, but me having both of them here, it allows me to really just stack up the pressure on his switch-ins and on his potential answers to these, like a bulky Suicune, bulky Jirachi, Xatu. I have knockoff on Mienshao, I have Ice Punch on Luke, I have other things in my team that links Xatu as well. So I feel like I can pressure Xatu, and then Salazzle and Slugor, if I can get at rocks, I can really weaken those too. And also do have my Nihilego here, which can actually sponge hits pretty well from either of those. So I feel pretty comfortable in dealing with a lot of his fighting answers, so I like fighting Stan versus his team. The Luke set, as you can see, Bolt Punch, CC, Ice Punch, and Sword Stance. Really powerful set. It can set up on a fair amount of things. On a Rachi, if it's not super offensive and or doesn't have Psychic Stab. Maybe Diancie, although Diancie kills me. I mean, if I can threaten out but Diancie with Bolt Punch, maybe. I mean, he will have Earth Power though. But this is just a really nice set, as I can, if he has like a Rest Talk Coon, which is really scary and really fat and annoying to break, and I can Sword Stance, and that'll help me have a way to break that, as well as like a Wish Rachi, I can help break and help get some more power. The Fighting MZ is great this game. It gives me just a big powerful move versus things like Rachi, Suicune, Mudsdale, a lot of fat things that can normally take hits, but if I can get a Sword Stance and or the Z move, I do a lot. Speed is for Rotom, just to make sure I have speed that, because I think could be kind of annoying and fast and scary in this game, so I just want to make sure I have speed for that, not going to try to creep anything under that. Bolt Punch is good for Diancie's. As I said, Parents Close Combat is great stab. Ice Punch I have for the Xatu mainly. I could have carried Extreme Speed, and I really wanted to, but I wanted Sword Stance in that slot, and I think Ice Punch is valuable for the Xatu, just to help me pressure that, and get a low for my Mienshao. Because I think Mienshao can be a great win con this game, but I just need to make sure I pressure it with the rest of my team. So, next we got my Mega Latios here. A fairly simplistic set, just Calm Mind, 2 attacks, and Roost. Originally I toyed with other ideas, like having Earthquake instead of Empower Ground, and then on that set I had like Sub instead of Calm Mind, and then like Psych Up even. I consider those ideas, but I felt like Calm Mind with these 2 coverage moves was the best option here, as Dragon Pulse Hidden Power Ground really covers everything on his team. Hidden Power Ground doesn't do as much to Mega Diancie as some other potential coverage moves like Earthquake or Steel Wing or any physical water coverage like Waterfall or anything. But Hidden Power Ground still hits pretty nice, does do around half, and if I can get up 1 or 2 Calm Minds, then I'll be doing a lot to it, and I can take hits. I max speed team just to speed tie that Diancie just in case. I'm not going to want to risk it early game unless if I have to, so, or really at any point in the game, so I'm going to probably switch out even though I am max speed timid for that scenario. But I might not need Latios in this game. It all comes down to what he has left at that point in the game and what I have left and what I need to win. So I might risk it if I need to, and if I can kill the Mega Diancie. I don't want to, either way, I don't want to go for him background and maybe outspeed and then have him live and just knock him out with a Moonblast. That's not really worth it at all. The special attack is so I can Oko a minus Spadef Natured Kyurem Black from full, just to give me some power and just some kind of benchmark there, then just a little bit of bulk in my HP defense, and Spadef just throwing 4 in there just because I've had the Eevee Sword to level 50. Next we got Ben, the Empoleon here, so pretty interesting Ben right now. It's really Fizz Def, it's just max pretty much. A little bit of Spadef helps me take hits from Salazzle, just helps me with some rolls there. It does not guarantee that it live 2 Fire Blasts from Scarf Salazzle. I would like it to, but it does not quite, because Salazzle is pretty hard, and Fire Blast is a powerful move, but it does make it a 13.3% chance to kill me, so pretty low chance. I'll take those odds if I need to. Either way, though, this isn't even probably my primary answer. It just gives me a little bit of Spadef in case I need it, and gives me something to invest in. But if I do need any general special bulk, I have a little bit there. But I'm max just on Fizz Def to allow me to take hits from Kyurem Black as best as possible. He could carry Earth Power to hit me, but I feel like Fusion Bolt will be his means of hitting Empoleon and Feeny, because it's both them, which are both probably my normal primary checks to that Kyurem. So I just want to make sure I have answers to that. And I think Fusion Bolt will be his best coverage for them. So Empoleon's a really nice check. Well, not that great of a check to Kyurem, as Kyurem hits so hard. I do get 2 KO'd by Fusion Bolt, and a Z Fusion Bolt does actually Oko me, but I can at least make him blow his Z move, which is nice, and at least make sure that it's not Scarf, so I can get confirmation on that, which could help out my Latios later, so I can bring it back in and pressure him. So this is just a nice set. Knockoff and Knockout is good. Knockoff can pressure something like the Xatu, which might want to come in if he thinks outside of rocks, and then because he's Magic Bounce, and then I can knock off on the switch in, or even as it's in later, I can knock off. Alcreda is nice to help me get up damage for things like Diancie, Salazzle, maybe a Selgor. And then Flash Can's nice, just give me some power, something to hit the Kyurem for good damage. I can 2KO him, unless he's really fat, but I don't think he will be that fat. And then outside of Kyurem, Flash Can's not super useful. It could be useful for Diancie, but he'd probably switch it out. And if I'm getting off any damage versus Diancie, I'm probably at a range where I died at Earth Power, so I'd probably just pick an Aqua Jet, but still, Flash Cannon's nice for Kyurem. I was considering Toxic, but if he was sub Kyurem, that'd be scary, so I just want to make sure I have a way of hitting that, and I didn't really care about going minus speed nature because I don't need to outspeed anything else in that team, on his team, because like everything above me, I would need speed to. I would need to invest speed to outspeed, and I don't really want to. And the only mon below me is Mudsdale, base 35, and I don't think he's going to carry enough speed to outspeed. He needs like 140 speed, and that's I think too much for him to carry. So I feel pretty comfortable with this set there. Also, one thing that I totally knew going into the battle is that Fusion Bolt is not a contact move. I knew that, but the Rocky Helmet's still just nice for like Drachi. If you Scarf and just wants to try to pivot, or just Iron Head, just good damage on that. That way he cannot try to just Iron Head flinch me down. Also, it's nice for like Dragon Claws from Kyurem, and just for general other physical moves, like maybe like if Alcru comes, it's good to help me pressure that and get a lot of damage on that. Next, we got my Tapu Fini here, so pretty bulky Tapu Fini, mainly Fizz Def, so Taunt, Madness, Moonblast, and Haze. The defenses, so it can live 2 Fusion Bolts from a max attack Jolly Kyurem Black. So the first one will be with my Wakanberry, second one without. So first one does like 33.3 max, the next one does 66.6 max. So I can take the 2, so that's really good. Then a little bit of Spidaf allows me to take 2 Moonblasts from max speed, timid, max special attack, timid, Tapu Fini, or not Fini, max special attack, timid, Mega Dynasty. So I can take 2 Moonblasts guaranteed, and I can take any 2 hits from Mega Dynasty, which is great. And then just a little bit of speed just for general creeps, and just for like Suicune or anything else wants to creep me, just get a little bit of speed there. This is just a really nice set. Taunt Moonblast is great. Taunt Madness, really. That's what I meant to say. It's great. I mean, we can down things like Suicune, like Rachi. I probably won't outspeed Rachi, but I doubt it will, unless he's minus speed. But still, it's nice to be able to taunt him at least and stop him from passing on more wishes and doing whatnot. I mean, he can still outspeed me, so he can still kind of heal. Like once the taunt wears out, he can still heal and do that versus me. I can still pressure him and weaken him down, which is good for my Mienshao and Lucario in the late game, or even my Latios there. But Moonblast is just really the only stab, only I guess offensive stab move I need, because Madness sort of is offensive, but it's not like damage output. I mean, Moonblast really does the job versus most of his mons. Doesn't really hit Salazzle. I would like coverage for that, but I am kind of threatened out by that, and I don't want all the mind games on the switch in. So I do have a pretty comfortable switching though in my Nihilego for that, and I do like my Scarf Mienshao to scare him if he's not Scarf, and if he is though, then I still have like Aqua Jet on Empoleon. So I'm okay with not being able to hit Salazzle, and then if I can get Rocks up, I'm fine. And then Madness is still just good shit for a set. Then Haze is there mainly for like Crocune or like a Calm Mind or Rachi or something, just in case, just to haze out any setup mons that might try to set up in my face that already have some boosts, or maybe even like Calm Mind, Mega Dynasty, which could be scary. I mean, I do have Bullet Punch on Lucario and Scarf Mienshao, so I should be okay, but Haze is just kind of in case of any setup like Suicune, which I mean, Suicune, if it's Rescue, I should still be able to beat if I can taunt it, and I can still choose Scalds, but I don't have a way of healing, so that could be a little bit problematic. But if I'm like really low and can't beat the Suicune, if I go down to the one more Scald, if I can just get off like a last minute Haze, that could be really helpful. And then last but not least, we have my Nihilego. This is Assault Vest. I've been mentioning how it can sponge hits, and is a really comfortable check to the Salazzle, to the Cellcore. It can take any one hit from the Mega Dynasty. It does get 2 KO'd by Hidden Power Ground from that, which sucks. Well, it can take any one hit except for Psyshock. I believe Psyshock Okos me, or is it rolled to Oko me? I forget exactly. But the speed is just for max speed Jolly Rachi again, so if he's not Scarf, then I outspeed any Rachi. Then the special attack and speed combination here, so I can get a speed boost from that. So this could be a late game win con too, if like Rachi is really low or gone. And I mean, outside that, I really don't need too much damage on things like a Suicune. I think Grass Hunt does around half, so if I get some good damage on Suicune or have that thing gone, then this could also be win con late game. So this is just another potential win con and another means of winning this game, which is great. Power Gem is just really spammable versus his team. It's a lot of things. Or just barring Rachi. Really barring Rachi and Mudsdale, it hits everything. And I guess Hitmontop, but I mean, I have Acid Spray, which helps me versus the Suicune. It helps me get a Spidaf drop versus that, which could be cool. Or like versus incoming Mudsdale, and then I can Grass Knot either of those. Foul Play is for the Rachi there. I was thinking about knockoff, but Foul Play could be nice to catch him off guard if he's like a very offensive Rachi, which could be nice. Knockoff could be helpful, but I do already have Knockoff on Nianshao and my Empoleon, and I didn't want to kind of waste a move slot there, because Knockoff's not doing that much, and Nihilego doesn't hit very hard with the Knockoff, while Foul Play can do decent damage. It can do more. I was also considering him Power Fire for Rachi, but Foul Play does more, most likely, so Foul Play felt like was a good option there. And then the rest of the EVs that I have left over from not being max special attack, I put in HP to give me some bulk here, as you can see. So this is my team right here. I like it a lot. I think it has a lot of potential this week. The Fighting Spam works well with this Mega Latios here than with my Assault Vest Nihilego. I think it's a good mod just to take general hits. And then Fizdef and Poleon's a good pivot. And then this Wakan Fiend, he could be a nice additional check / pivot between the Kyurem. So that's the team there. I'll get into battle in just a second. Alright guys, so I'm back with the battle, as you can see here. So I have these 6 that I just went over, being my Scarf Mienshao, my Phytanium Z Lucario, my Calm Mind, 2 attacks Mega Latios, my Fizdef Rocky Helmet and Empoleon, my mainly Fizdef Wakanberry, Tapu Fini, and my Assault Vest and SP boosting Nihilego, while Melon brings mainly what I expect. He brings the big 3 that I expect, being the Rachi, Kyurem Black, and Mega Dancy. Also does bring the Suicune, so I did get those 4 right. Then he does bring the Xatu, which I did predict in the 6 I expected. Then instead of bringing the Rotom, which I was pretty afraid of, he does bring the Salazzle, which I'm okay with, as Rotom is just a scary pivot versus my team, and really was difficult for me to deal with. And I was not bringing a ground type either, so it was even more troublesome versus my team that I'm bringing. Granted, I don't think I really should have brought a ground type for it, because like Gliscor and Stunfisk didn't have the best matchup versus Rotom or versus team in general. So I think I made a fair choice not to bring either my ground types to try to check Rotom, because I don't think they do a great job. But I'm glad not to see the Rotom, because it could have been very annoying. So we see the Salazzle instead, which I do with the Nihilego for, but that means I'm gonna have to keep my Nihilego around, or at least keep my other checks to it, like Scarf Mienshao. But he could be Scarfed himself, so that could be scary. I don't have extreme speed on Luke, so that could be a little bit bothersome. But I just need to get up rocks as soon as I can. So I'm just going to lead with my Empoleon, because it has a good matchup for pretty much everything. I can live any hit from Diancie. I can live any hit on his team, barring a turn 1 Z Fusion Bolt from Kyurem, which is possible and is scary. But in that case, if he did lead Kyurem, I think I would pivot out into Latios turn 1. Although if it did stay in and he did go for it, then I'd still at least make him blow the Z move. But that scenario, I mean, it didn't happen, so I'm not exactly certain. But I would probably go hard into Latios, expecting him to go right for a Fusion Bolt or a Z Fusion Bolt. So either way, though, we do not face Kyurem turn 1, so we face the Diancie here. So I'm just going to click Knock Off immediately, because there's no way he stays in. He does stay in, but he does click Protect, so like, he does stay in, but not in a way that's risking his Diancie. So I'm going to click Knock Off again, because still, it makes no sense for him to stay in. I could have clicked Flash Cannon, and it still would have done a good chunk to Xatu. He could also gone like Suicune or something, but so in that case, I didn't run a Flash Cannon, do nothing for Suicune. So I knock off the incoming Xatu's Light Clay, which is great, as that shows me a lot of things. So one, it gets rid of the items. That's really big, because that means the screens are going to be 5 turns now, not 8. That is really a big difference. And it also means, well, this is probably a big indication of a set, so probably dual screens, or at least one screen, probably both though. So I'm just going to click Flash and get off some damage here, as I can't really click Rocks, because I'm assuming it's Magic Bounce, and Aqua Jet does not do much at all. Knockoff's not going to do too much anymore. Also, the damage from Knockoff shows that he's max Fizz Def, so that is good to have in mind. Means my Lucario is not doing quite as much, but my Latios could threaten this thing some more, and so can my Nihilego. Also means he has like very little or no speed, so that is good to know, meaning my Lucario, meaning I will outspeed it with my Lucario, because this thing naturally does outspeed Lucario, but it does not have the speed investment to outspeed my Luke, so that is good to know. So I'm just going to go for Flash in there, get off the damage as he sets up the Reflect first, so that's good for me. As he's just going to set up the light screen as I'm going to Flash in again. He does live, but he's low enough to where I can pick him off with the Aqua Jet, and I don't think he's going to expect it. He's already seen Flash Cannon and Knockoff. He might expect Aqua Jet, maybe like to go into Coon or like Kyurem, but I feel like if I can pick this thing off and stop it from coming back in and setting up more screens later, that'd be really big. So I'm just gonna go for the Aqua Jet, and like if he does go into Coon or Kyurem, that's fine though. It wastes another turn of those screens, which is only 5 turns, so it really each turn is very valuable. So I'm just gonna click Aqua Jet, and as he does stay in, and I do pick off the Xatu, crit didn't matter. So that is great for me. In comes Kyurem. Here I'm in a pretty interesting position. So I could go hard Lottie, predicting a Fusion Bolt. or maybe into like Luke, which can live any one hit, or maybe Mienshao. But if you went for the Z move, then those do not live. So I could have gone into Latios if I really expected the Z move, the Z Fusion Bolt. But my play, I think, was just to stay with Empoleon. I think Empoleon, I can, if I need to, I can sack to get the knowledge that he is Z Fusion Bolt, and also to mean that he wastes, or not wastes, but at least blows his Z move. It definitely not be a waste, but it means no more Z move. So I'm just gonna stay in with Empoleon. He just clicked Dragon Claw, which is good for me. He did predict the Latios to come in, which was a fair play. You know, it's definitely understandable. So I set up Rocks at first turn just because I want to make sure I can get up Rocks. And Rocks is really nice for the rest of his team. Zachi's no longer here to Magic Bounce. He could Magic Bounce with Diancie, but I doubt he's going to go into Diancie that turn, so I could have very viably just Flash Cannoned, so I don't think Diancie was the play there. So I just made a pretty safe Rocks play, as I did take the Dragon Claw. And then the following turn he goes for Fusion Bolt, not Z Fusion Bolt, so either he didn't want to blow his Z move yet, or maybe doesn't have Z Fusion Bolt. He's not Scarf, so we saw him switch up moves. He's not Life Orb or anything, so pretty high chance he's still a Z Crystal, but he's not Z Fusion Bolt, so good to know. So I'm just going to sack off my Empoleon right here, and make him kill me, and I actually does click Dragon Claw, which makes sense. I was considering going into Latios in case he wanted to go for another Fusion Bolt, but I thought he might go for Dragon Claw just in case, so I'm glad I did stay in and got off more chip with my Rocket Helmet. So this is an interesting scenario now, as I can bring in really a lot of things. Luke doesn't quite kill with a Bullet Punch. I think if I get a max roll I do, but I'm not certain on his bulk either, so I don't want to risk that. Mienshao can kill with either Fighting Move, Drain Punch, or a Jump Kick. Nihilego could kill this thing with a Power Jump, but then Drachi can come in on that and just chew that. And Foul Play does not quite kill, or it's not guaranteed kill. I think I need like a very high roll or max roll to kill this Curum. I'm not certain on his bulk, but I think I need a very high roll. So I don't want to risk that either with my Nihilego here. So, and I could go into Latios too, but he could just go like Harden too. Also, the light screams up. I mean, I would still kill with Latios. Or no, where's that after this turn, right? Yeah. But he could go like Harden to Diancie or Harden to Rachi. And I mean, in hindsight, I kind of wish I went hard Latios here. Just because I could have seen some more knowledge and gotten some more, knowledge on these sets. But I didn't want to bring the Diancie, possibly for free, which I don't have a great switch and do at this point. I mean, I do have Nihilego, which can take a Moonblast, but I cannot take two Hidden Power Ground. So if he makes that play, that could be a little bit scary. And then, I mean, to do Feeny, which can live any tiers, but I would like to keep Feeny around for Suicune. Or maybe Rachi, but I'm probably Suicune, so, you know, I feel like Mienshao was just a safe play. Though, is I can just click High Jump Kick, and then either kill this thing or 2K something else on his team, and just do a lot of damage to something, really threaten his team. So I'm just going to bring in Mienshao. Well, Drain Punch does kill. I'm not really pressuring his team as much with Drain Punch, because I can High Jump Kick, knock out the Curum, and then in comes something else, which will maybe threaten me out, but if I do stay in, I can just get a big hit with a High Jump Kick. Like, I'll do over half to Drachi, and if he has Zen Headbutt or Psychic, he can Oko me, but if he doesn't, then he can't. So, I'm just gonna go for High Jump Kick here, as I miss. So, thanks, Yule. Thanks, buddy. As he goes for the Z, the Z, I don't know what that was, actually. I never got confirmation on that, because it was just Z Sub-Zero Slammer. Not Z, but just Sub-Zero Slammer, which already implies it's Z. So it could have been Z Ice Beam, could have been Z Free Shock or something. Never really knew on that. But either way, I missed a High Jump Kick, which sucks. It's really bad. As I could be up 5-4 and have a lot of pressure on his team. Have my Mienshao in a great spot. It wouldn't win just yet, because like Suicune can still hit, and so can Rachi. And Rachi might have Psychic moves, and in that case, I'd probably go hard into Latios or maybe Luke to take probably Latios to take the Psychic move. So. But still, I would be in such a good spot if I hit that High Jump Kick, because that really blows. So I'm just going to bring in my Nihilego now. I could have brought Latios. I'm thinking about it now. I really could have brought in Latios here, but I still want Diancie coming in. I think that was my big qualm there that hindered me from bringing in Latios there. But still, I can make the safe play into Nihilego, and I don't think he goes into Rachi now, so I'm just going to Power Gem, as he just sacks off Curum. Because I mean, Curum gets outsped by Nihilego, by Latios, and then after Rock, it dies to a Bullet Punch or E-Speed from Luke. So I don't think Curum was that useful, and he realized that. So that's why he's acted off and just got the safe switch into Rachi. So I do have Foul Play, but it's not going to do that much, and I don't want to get Oka by Iron Head, so I'm just going to go right into Luke, as he just throws up the Wisp, which is fine. I'm just going to go for Sword Sense, because I don't want to attack and then have something be healed, so I'm just going to get up to +2 as in comes the Suicune, which does get healed from the Stealth Rock damage, so that's fine, though. And I'm just going to go right for my Z move, which will most likely Oko, even if he's max, but he does wisely click the Protect. I could maybe Scatter for this, maybe Sword Sense again, but I feel like, I mean, if it was Crocoon, which was a very viable set in this matchup, then I did not want to waste my chance to just knock him out with the +2 Z move. So, I mean, I could have set up again, but I didn't need to, and I felt like still I making the safe play with my +2 Z move was still a fine play to make there. So I'm just gonna go right for a close combat here. It's not gonna knock him out unless I crit, which I did. I could Sword Sense again, but I didn't want to get burned from that Scald and then not be in as powerful of a position as it would have been, and still have this Suicune almost at full. If I did get burned or did get damaged heavily from that Scald, because I would be a -1 from that CC, then I wanted to at least make sure I got off a big chunk of damage on the Suicune first. It'd be very low. It'd be like less than 20%. So I just wanted to make sure I got off the damage first. So I do get the crit, which is pretty unfortunate for him. I don't know if it necessarily is even for the Mienshao miss. I don't know which is more valuable. I'd be in a little bit different of a spot if Mienshao did hit the high jump kick, though. So I mean, this wouldn't have happened. It wouldn't have played exactly like that if Mienshao did hit the original high jump kick. So I don't know. It's hacks. We just got to move on. So in comes Slazzle, takes 25 from rocks. If I have E-Speed, I believe it's guaranteed to Oko him from this range, or have a very high chance to. But I think he just has to bank that I don't have E-Speed, and I don't. So I can't bluff that I do at that point, because I mean, maybe he could have like scouted and gone to Rachi, but it was probably just the best play to attack and hope that it didn't have it, and it didn't. So in comes my Needle on the Flamethrower to choose it, and then in comes Rachi. I knew he was going to switch into Rachi. He didn't really have any business staying in, so I'm just going to go right for the safe foul play, and then do a decent chunk, showing that he looks like he's like max HP and pretty spit def. Probably no attack or no defense, so good to get that damage, good to get that knowledge on him. So I'm just going to go right into my Luke here, as he does make a pretty nice double this turn. Right, it does go right into Slazzle, so good play on his end, predicting that. As here, I'm just going to go right into my Latios. I don't know if he predicted the Latios to come in, or it may be Nihilego, and he felt secure versus that. But he makes a good play here as Mega Dance comes in on my Latios. Now here, Hidden Power Ground does not Oko him, and I get plopped by Immune Blast, so I really have no business staying in. So I'm just going to get right into my Tapu Fini, which can live into 2 hits. As Moonblast does do slightly less than half. Does get of course he gets the Spatak drop. Doesn't really matter. Madness did a little bit more than Moonblast anyways, even if I was at neutral. Now Madness definitely does more. So I'm just gonna go right for the Madness here. Pray I don't miss. He protects. That's fine. Just scouting, whatever. I'm just gonna click Madness again. I live the Moonblast on 3%, and then Madness does half. So here, I just click Haze, just in case he wants to set up, just not let him get any boost. Now it didn't really matter what he did, because even if he had Calm Mind or Rock Flash, I still Bullet Punch on my Luke, so I'm fine with that. So it didn't really matter too much. In hindsight, I think I kind of should have clicked Moonblast, just in case if you wanted to sub there. I maybe should have clicked Moonblast, but it didn't come into play there. I'd click Haze again, just in case, as he did Rock Flash, and then he protects now. I'm not really sure what he's doing here, as like he already saw Haze and he wanted to Rock Flash earlier, and then now he Rock Flashes again. I don't know. Like here, I thought maybe he's trying to sack this off so that he can bring in Rachi versus this, and then maybe he's Calm Mind Rachi or something. I don't really understand why he needed to set up there. Maybe he's just trying to set up until set up until I didn't haze him and didn't get rid of his boost, so he wanted to be a +2 just to make sure he had speed Latios, I guess. If he was calcing, then he knew Nihilego was not Scarf, and he knew it was Assault Vest. And then Lucario saw it wasn't Scarf, so but like he knows it gets priority. So I mean, I guess you just want to make sure you outsped Latios. Interesting sequence of plays there. But regardless, it works out for me as I just bring in Luke and click Bullet Punch. As he did test me and make sure I had Bullet Punch, which I mean made sense because Diancie went down to rocks anyways. So after I knock out Diancie, in comes the Salazzle, which does pressure out my Lucario. But I'm just going to write in my Latios, as it does make a nice play, clicks Dragon Pulse, but I'm just going to pivot out in my Nihilego, as he does make a good prediction and goes right into Rachi. So he's getting these plays right, but I'm still in safe possession. I'm just going to go right back into Luke, which I think is saying just has Iron Head, Wish, and then maybe Rocks and Protect, maybe like U-Turn or Toxic or something. So I don't think it can really hit my Lucario too hard. So I actually do outspeed it too, which is great. So I'm just going to dance again, make sure that my times 3, which is +4, attack CC will kill him as he protects, and then following turn, CC is going to knock him out. In comes Salazzle on rocks, Bullet Punch knocks him out, and we take this home in a 3-0. So good game to Melontosh and his Exeter Chief Electivires. So we start off the season strong with a good 3-0 win. It's just a nice win. A little bit of hacks with the Mienshao miss, but then kind of even with the Luke crit on the Suicune. So I don't really know which is bigger. I don't know. I mean, I kind of want to say the Mienshao miss was bigger just because it was earlier than like change how things later in the game happened. But either way, I felt confident with the team that I brought, and I felt like I put myself in good positions. And I mean, I had a good early game with Empoleon versus Xatu, and was able to get rid of that Xatu and get rid of those screens pretty quickly. So I felt like I played this game well. I really liked my prep. I think it worked out well. The fighting core worked, and the water core was also pretty helpful. Just pivot with things. And Latios didn't do too much. It came in on the Dragon Pulse and then got scared and switched. It didn't even Mega yet. So you know. Maybe next week, Latios will get the chance to Mega. Next week, though, I do play Jack, coach of the Wolverhampton Weaviles. He is a veteran coming back from Season 2, so he had a pretty long break from the Major PL, but he's back now. He actually did win his Week 1, so playing a 1-0 team there. So that'll be a fun game, and I'll see you guys with the battle next Friday. It should be on Wi-Fi. Should be a fun time, and yeah, I'll see you guys there. Peace out.